battery technology is at the forefront of a massive international effort to improve batteries. And a lot of this focus comes down on the lithium-ion cell. And there are two reasons for this. One of them is that the intrinsic voltage produced by a lithium-ion cell is very high. 3.7 volts is one of the highest voltage outputs of any electrochemical reaction. But the other aspect that's important is that lithium is very light. And as we'll see, it's the kilowatt hours of energy contained per kilogram in a battery that really matters when we're looking at battery development for cell phones, for computers, or for electric automobiles. So let's take a look inside a lithium-ion cell. And let's take a look at what happens when we're charging the cell. And in this case, when we're charging the device, it turns out that we're driving electrons into the graphite domain, and in order to balance that, lithium cations are migrating across the membrane between the anode and the cathode. And what's interesting about that is that when the cell discharges, electrons flow in the opposite direction, and the lithium ions flow back in the opposite direction. So in a lithium-ion cell, unlike any other cell, virtually any other cell, those lithium ions are coursing back and forth from one side of the cell to the other. Now, the electrolyte is what occurs in the middle. And typical electrolytes for this are lithium hexafluorophosphate. That's LiPF6. And there's a lot of technology and a lot of development going into electrolytes and a lot of development in the electrodes. And one other thing to notice is that cobalt is involved in this reaction. So it's a lithium cobalt oxide that's involved in this process. And it constitutes one of the electrodes. In fact, we know because when it's discharging, the lithium cobalt oxide is in fact the cathode because it is the receiver of electrons. So cobalt, along with lithium, turns out to be a very important aspect when we're looking at the total available quantities of both cobalt and lithium worldwide for the production of batteries.